Today is August 13th, 20 and the 25, 8:34 a.m. Market opened 4 minutes ago. Oh, I just got filled on this silver and we just got filled live here. So I have a 38,450 that just filled and I have two more to go. What do I have? A 25? Okay, so I got a 38,4 and a 38,425. So that's currently limit orders waiting to be filled if they're going to be filled. So that is what's going on right now with me on silver. We'll look at the chart in a minute. I am in one other trade already, and that would be gold futures. I got in at 3406, 34. How many do I have? I have three. I think it's 3406, 3405, 50, and 3404. Let's just look to see if those are true. Exactly true. 3406, 3405, 50, and 3404. So got three contracts on gold, currently up 670, 730. I'm looking at, let's see. I'd probably take one off at 9. You want to do a limit order at 9? 3409, just to take some profit off of one. And we'll look at the chart just to show you where I'm coming up with that. So we'll sell one limit order at 3409 because it's been just kind of bouncing around this morning, but I think it's going to be, and it had overnight was just incredible. Oh, it already filled. I looked down and boom, it hits. So that we're down to two contracts with an average of 3405, we'll call it. So let's go to the chart now so I can just see what my plan was. So here's silver's plan. I think all of this will be hit today. We got resistance coming up at 38,550. I think it's going to run through all these today up to 750. That would be, and maybe beyond. And that's my plan for today. So I got one contract filled. Not sure if I'm going to get, silver likes to move around crazy. Look at that. And so I could get the other two contracts filled. Otherwise, I've just got the one that we'll just play it as a runner. So, once it keeps moving up, then I'll just try to have a conservative stop, because you know what I like to do? I like to take profit early, and I want to get a little bit more patient in the profit game. So, okay, gold. That's the big picture. Here's what I have on the board today for gold. I just added the 3404 because look what it was doing. It was just showing that should be the healthy support for today, and that's why I was entering trades around it. I first thought it was 3406. That's why I started there, but it showed that it wanted to come back down to 3404. It's done that. Three contracts were in. One is off. The next one I would probably take at 3413. So let's go here and put in one limit order to sell one of those two contracts at 3413. So that's on the board. And then I would, it's probably going to, it may get filled while we're on here because it's looking like it's wanting to be strong today. And then on that last one, I'd love to see it run all the way up to like 3420 today, at least 3417 and possibly to 20. Yesterday's plan looked like this. I was so stupid though, because I put my plan in place, and it was obviously a bullish plan because it was down here at like 63.93 when I put this on. That's why it was my first support. And then literally 2 minutes before the CPI numbers came out, I'm like, I think they're going to come in hot. So I put a short on, like the opposite of my trading plan, 2 minutes before the news, and this was the candle. that I took it on the chin. So I started the day off losing $1,750. It came back down. No, where did I? So then I flipped long at 64.24 and made all my money back, and then like another 250 on that. And then it got up here, and it was like it wasn't. I'm like, I think it might be looking to go down. But none of my plan yesterday morning was bearish, but the emotion, the ego maybe gets involved. Oh yeah, I know what it's going to do next. It's going to go down. So I went short at like 64.65, I think. Let's go to this. Where is it? I went short. So this trade actually was put on yesterday, and then I got stopped out overnight. So I just put it on the days because I already had wrapped this. So I went short at 63.65 and got stopped out at 63.79. So that's my only completed trade on the board, and it is no good. But there's that 1750 I told you about when I went short. Is there a theme here? And then I made it back on the next trade, made a couple other singles, some base hits, and then I lost, a nice chunk, but nowhere near where I would used to lose them, as you know. 10,000 plus was like my trend for a while on the losses. So will we catch 13? We should catch it soon. Doesn't mean it's not going to show a little pullback in the meantime. But that was the plan yesterday. I just didn't trade the plan well because I'm silly that way. So this is today's plan, and it's already coming to fruition. I had an order at 64.80, and then it never did get filled. I chickened out for some reason before the market because I'm like, what if it just tries to, take some, head fake us down and knock me out before it goes up. So I chickened out of it. It never did come back down to 64.80, so I wouldn't have gotten filled anyways. But I have no limit orders on that, and I had the first resistance at 64.87. It's already through that, and it just is knocking on. It was knocking on the door of the next resistance at 64.98, and then I would fully expect it to go all the way up to 65.11. So I'm looking for any type of pullback to get in long on the S&P futures. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. I didn't even look at Bitcoin this morning. It's still respecting what we talked about on Monday, which was I wouldn't have any concern with Bitcoin until it breaks under 118,375. So I think today what we'll see is it may come back down to the 119,690, but it could easily then bounce. I would imagine north of 122, but I'd put a line there just based on the price movement. 122. That's 33. So if it comes down here, maybe I'd take a long and try to ride it up here. Let's take a look at gold before we go. Stella and the lady are waiting for me to go on a walk. So there's our little pullback. Will it come all the way back down to 08? I don't think so. I think it's going to turn around any second now and head up and hit that next limit order that I have in place. Silver. Silver and gold. So what did we enter at? 450, I think. So that trade is all right. What would be the first? No, you said you're going to leave that as a runner. All right, just talking out loud to you. That's what's happening. Hot stuff. So currently up 990 on gold, 1130 on gold. And then I also agreed to not take my phone on the walk. All right, plans in place. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video in this channel with a lovable friend, and I'll see you in the next video.